Hi, welcome to MyNewsReal. My name is Patricia Ferguson. I'm your host again today. I have none other than Apostle Demetris Burke. Yay! Last week we were absolutely amazing Bible study, introducing our newsreel audience to the kingdom, distinguishing the kingdom from the church.
Yes.
But Apostle, before we get into our word study for tonight, my newsreel family, you'll see that I'm all dressed in red, and Apostle has some red on as well. This is Heart Health Month. And Go Red for Women. And Apostle, let me tell you, it is really critical that our listening audience is paying attention to National Heart Health Month.
Yes.
There are some things that I think that is really critical for those that listen to us to really take into consideration when it comes to heart health. The word of the Lord tells us there are so many things that emanate from the heart.
Yes. Yes.
And it talks about the importance of the heart of man.
Yes.
And I know there's a lot of spiritual ramifications there. But nonetheless, we do have a responsibility to what? To care for all of our bodies. Is that right?
Yeah, that is true. That is true. I love that when you said that, because it ties in. Paul said, I pray that you be healthy in spirit, soul, and body. That you be whole in spirit, soul, and body.
Absolutely.
So it's very important that we are mindful of that.
And he talks about prosperity being in body, soul, and spirit. And talks about our health as well. And so just wanted to give you a few little tips here or comments. Ladies in particular, I know there's been a lot of data collected over the years regarding men and men's health. And now women, now that more of us are in the workforce, for a number of years, of course, our numbers in terms of not being heart healthy are really starting to increase. So I want to really encourage you to really think about this. There's a study been done by Harvard University that really took a close look at women and it's the correlations between our work experiences, family life, just the full cadre of things that women involve themselves in. And clearly, it is very important, ladies, that we eat lots of fiber. It's very important that we exercise, getting in about a half hour of exercise a day. Now, that can be broken up, Apostle, into 10-minute intervals or 15 minutes, but at a pace and a rate that will, of course, energize our heart rate. And ladies, it's very, very important that you eat well. I mentioned fiber earlier, but it's also important that we get rest. Now, I started to say Pastor, but Apostle.
Yes.
A lot of people, especially women, really think that they can what? Do everything. I mean, there was a secular song that says I can go to work, bring home the bacon, put it in the pan. But actually, that is really not being smart.
It's not. We were talking about rest.
Yes.
And not only with the females as well as the males, but you're talking about the women. And I watched that with my mother. Go on and on and on, raising 3 boys and still working. And I see sometimes she'd be sitting in the chair just like in and out. But when she would lay down, she like she was overrested. And a lot of times we got to just really make ourselves just lay down.
You do. And it's not, and that overrested piece, I think, is just a device from the enemy because,
it really is.
At the end of the day, your body is experiencing something that it seldom gets, which is rest.
That's it.
And the emotion and feeling is going to be very different.
Right.
So ladies, if you're saying, oh, I only need 3-4 hours of sleep, I don't, it doesn't matter if you're young or old, you do not need just 3 to 4 hours. It is said in this Harvard study that women need at least about 7 hours of sleep a night to really, in terms of a regression of some of the progression of things that may be happening with your heart. In other words, it is likely that you getting 7 hours of sleep a night will help with your heart health. So I can't challenge women enough, Apostle, of the importance of going to bed to get about 7 hours. Now, my wonderful husband will say to you, oh my gracious, at about 10 o'clock, I am wound down and I'm saying, it's time for me to get ready for bed. It's time for me to get ready for bed. And clearly the phone will ring or he'll find a task for me to do or I'll think of some other things. But I pretty much, Apostle, get anywhere from 7.5 to 8.5 to 9 hours of sleep a night.
That's good.
That's a new revelation. That is not something, NewsReal family, that I'm accustomed to all my life.
Okay.
This is new over the last year or so that I've made this commitment to myself. It really started with me saying to my husband, one of the two of us have to sleep. Because we have so many important decisions to make. Both of us cannot be tired.
Right.
And it was from that premise It was from that premise, my newsreel family,
Wow.
that I began the process of saying, I've got to go to sleep because I don't want to feel tired. I don't like the feeling of tired anymore. And as I get older, I get a little wiser. So we want to challenge all of you. This is American Heart Health Month. And Go Red for Women. Ladies, please think about your heart health all day, every day. Do some wise thing. Fiber, exercise, getting rest and sleep. And let me tell you why. Rest and sleep and the water, absolutely. Rest and sleep is important, Apostle, because of stress.
Oh, yeah.
We're up under so much stress every single day. What rest does, it gives the body an opportunity to replenish itself and the brain the opportunity to relax and rest and to rejuvenate so we can what? Think more clearly, make better decisions, be more temperate. Those fruits of the Spirit are able to operate better in our lives. So, absolutely. And I'm glad you mentioned water, and we know water is good for everything.
Yes. Yes.
It is a dose of a diet that every woman, every man should always have. Now, some of you in my newsreel family would say, well, what about the men? Well, this also prescribes to men, but the reason I'm targeting women is because my ministry has always been targeted to women. That has always been, the Lord has called me to, be it a girl and her money, be it the Bible studies we're doing now, be it family things, I've always been called there. And as a woman that is type A, B, a woman that likes to accomplish things a lot and like to stay busy, I love getting in the mix of things and making a difference in family and community and church. I know that when I talk about relaxing and resting, how important it is because I've had overdosages of not having any of that in my life, and I know how important it is to age well. Ladies, your family's depending on you, and most importantly, you're depending on you. Someone said to me not too long ago, is that the most important thing to us, other than God, should be ourselves. And that sounded a little selfish at first, and then they said, you know why? They said to me, because, and it was my son that said, he says, because if you're not good to you, you can't be good to anyone else.
Wow, that is serious. And that's foundational.
That's foundational.
Love the Lord thy God with all your heart and love your neighbor as yourself.
Wow, that is a... Say that. Look in there and say that to them again.
Love the Lord thy God with all your heart. Then it says love your neighbor as yourself. Even though it says self last, we're still talking about you got to compare your love for yourself to your neighbor. So you can't love another person in alignment with the kingdom if you ain't loving yourself properly.
Wow.
That is powerful. So
that is,
right.
and that's not even our Bible study for tonight.
Yeah, so he was right on point with that.
Oh my goodness, ladies, gentlemen, listen, we cannot encourage you enough, especially my ladies. Like I said, men have been under stress since creation. The mandate was the man to take dominion, you know. Yeah. So the mandate was to man, even though the woman very early received her own mandate and stress was upon her. Wow. But in terms of the workforce and all of that, we know when that all occurred in history with the war, World War I, to all those things happening. Women, we became more integral to the workforce, making sure that GNP actually happened. And it was a pretty piece when it happened. So, ladies, we're going to end this on talking about American Heart Health Month, but it is really critical that you understand the importance of that. And then with Valentine's Day next week, what another way of reinforcing the fact of being heart healthy, relationship-wise, understanding relationships, understanding that heartbreaks happen, and for those of you ladies who are saying that you don't have someone, for next week to send you a Valentine, that is not really true. Again, love your neighbor as yourself. Love you. Ladies, there's an old adage that says what? Send yourself flowers. Send yourself flowers. Buy yourself a balloon. Get yourself some chocolates. It's only one day, ladies. Make good decisions about relationships. Don't be in a relationship just for Valentine's Day, okay? It is really not that serious, even though I know relationships are serious. Apostle, it's upon us. Valentine's Day already. A lot of our ladies in our Bible study next week, hopefully we'll capture some of those pieces. But for this week, we've gone all the way around the world. We've been to Heart Health Month, mentioned Valentine's Day, and now we're back center stage to have a conversation about the kingdom. And